just
That works.
just immediately going in with a curse word to get this demonetized, even though I don't even have monetization.
Oh, I've done YouTube for
Oh,
since like December
yeah.
2015, and I
I
never got
remember.
monetization.
I remember watching your original on your original channel, your Eminem reviews. That's
Oh,
how I
that's
found you.
yeah. What was the first one? Because I feel
Fanboy
like most people.
Philosopher. That's what I
Uh,
remember.
no, I mean the first Slim Shady video. Because on my Discord
It
it
was the
seems.
Infinite video. I saw that one first because I
Oh,
watched
okay.
them in order properly.
Okay, yeah, because most of the people in my Discord server apparently showed up at the Encore video, and I feel like around the time I released the Encore video is when I actually started getting a following. Because up until that point, I was like getting
So I
like less
think
than 100
I
views.
think the encore video just came out, but when I saw this, like, oh, it's like part 4. I'll go watch the first part.
Okay, that makes sense. But, all right. So that makes sense because I think when Encore came out, that's when it just blew up. So that timing makes sense. I feel like nearly everybody in my server either found me through Eminem video or through
Yeah.
Monkey Jones short film
Yeah, I
contest.
found you through the Eminem, and then like one day I noticed, hey, your channel's not here. What happened? I look you
Oh
up. Oh, that happened.
yeah, that was not fun.
I was like,
It was a
oh,
bad day.
well, that sucks.
Well, if you'd like, I can introduce myself to whoever is listening here.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
I am Nathan King, also known as Unsubscribe on my YouTube channel. I basically just make videos about whatever I want, and usually like I started out making videos about anime, then I made a video about Eminem, and then that's what caught on, and you can find everything from some actual like serious videos to I just dropped a video earlier this year called Philosophy of Trollland. Trollland being one of those like bootleg movies based on Pixar or not Pixar, DreamWorks Trolls.
Yeah.
As Ja Rule. So I did like a
Ja
wisecrack type video.
Rule.
Yeah, and I did a wisecrack type video on it, where I basically took the piss on like the pop culture philosophy video genre,
Oh
and
yeah.
it just like with lines like much like a story, fable, proverb, or story, Trollland begins with a storybook telling a story. It's bullshit like that.
I
Like
don't think I've seen that video. I have to watch it now.
yeah, no, it's probably my best edited one because I was using this editing software that no one's ever fucking heard of for the majority of my YouTube experience, and then I was gonna say career, but that is not accurate. But then actually beginning of this year, because I got a new laptop for Christmas,
Oh, nice.
and my old laptop couldn't run a better editing software, whereas this one can run DaVinci Resolve, which is what I've been using for all of my videos. So at the beginning of this year, it took me a second to like get used to DaVinci, but now it's like my edits are just like huge uptick in
I
quality.
have a pirated copy of Adobe.
Okay, I can't even run because I had a Creative Suite before a Creative Cloud before I wound up getting rid of my subscription because I barely used it because basically nothing could run on my laptop without crashing.
Yeah.
Whereas now I have like a gaming laptop and I don't even game much, so it's mostly just an editing laptop at this point. But
I mean, it works.
it occasionally crashes, but that's like so much less than like every time,
I have
you know?
I built my computer because
Okay.
I'm one of those guys.
Yeah, no, I
Because I used to have a laptop, and I was like, I should get a proper desktop, and I built it.
feel like I know so many people who built their own desktop computers,
Uh,
but like my dad's a mechanic and loves like the hardware aspect of things. But meanwhile, I'm
a
can I
weeb.
say the other F bomb here?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm a creative faggot, which means that I don't care how a bike works or how a engine works.
I have this
My brain
weird.
just shuts off.
I have that like weird form of autism. It's like I must know. I like once I'm focused on something, I need to know everything about it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. My
that.
dad, because my dad, like when my dad was a little kid, because my dad's been doing like car, like he's been teaching how to repair cars for like decades. And apparently, when he was a kid, he would just like take apart his bike and try to put it back together again. Whereas I did
Other
the same
kids
thing
with a
with
pen.
Sonic, except I did the same thing with Sonic fan fictions when I was 11. So
I thought you were gonna go like, yeah, I do like every other kid did and just disassemble a pen and forget how to put it back together.
oh no, I definitely did that. But I always did that when I was trying to like get the one of those retractable pens.
Oh yeah.
I would always accidentally break pens trying to get it to like retract or whatever the fuck we currently call it.
I upgraded from pens to an AR-15.
Oh, that's good. Magic of 3D printers. My dad just got into 3D printers.
I need to get. So my high school was super lucky in the way that it partnered with a trade school to have all these really cool trade classes.
Oh, that's sick.
So it's
Alright.
I learned programming there. I learned how to use CAD and 3D print.
Okay.
So it's like,
That's
oh
sick.
yeah, I need to get a 3D printer when I move out because I'm totally going to 3D print a Glock.
I mean, yeah, I'll say this. Yeah, it's expensive to get a 3D printer, but the amount of
Things you
money
can do
that
with it.
the amount of money you can not only save but earn with it
Oh, yeah.
is unbelievable.
Because
it's ridiculous.
the big reason, there's a couple reasons. One, I want to make a FGC9, JSpark, the whole fuck gun control thing.
Yeah.
I want to make one of those because I have the files for it. I just need to actually use them.
I will say, going on the gun thing, because I know that you are definitely an enthusiast, because I follow you on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I don't have like an issue with guns, but I've never considered myself a gun person. Like to me, it's always been like a tool. Like, I need to defend myself, and this looks cool when
Guns are tools, but
guns are cool like when Alucard holds it, but like for me, it's like I never got into like collecting
Right.
or anything like that.
Well,
I'm actually still trying to get into just getting a gun to protect myself because I do delivery driving in Dallas, and
you're in the best place to get a firearm.
Well, okay. To be fair, there's a like. Texas, I feel like gets kind of a weird rep because people really think that it's like just super red.
I know the cities aren't.
Yeah,
But
no,
that's every
it's
place.
like it's very patchy. Even the non-cities are very patchy. But like with Texas, so I've been basically in the DFW Dallas Metroplex my entire life. I'll tell you this: if you ever go to Texas, Houston sucks. El Paso and the Mexican border area is probably the worst place I've ever been in my whole life. San Antonio's pretty cool, but not as cool as it used to be. Austin is pretty bad, but it's kind of like it's got a few perks, but it's pretty bad. And then West Texas is meth town, and then Galveston and like the coastal Gulf of Mexico area is kind of like it's like mid tier. Like it's nice enough, but it's also kind of trashy. And then Dallas, I just have a huge bias towards, but there's a lot of really awesome places here and a lot of really
I
shitty
live
places
in
here.
Atlanta. I know what shit is.
Oh, I'll say this: I've always kind of wanted to go to Atlanta. I've never been to.
It's a fine place to visit.
Yeah.
Just basically stay in like one small section of town and you're fine.
It probably has another 10 years of being a great place to shoot movies and film.
Yeah.
Because Atlanta became like the next LA, but the problem with becoming the next LA is that
You become the next LA.
Eventually you'll run into the same problem LA is. Like LA is just so overcrowded to where it's stopped being functional. So Atlanta had like the perks of LA, but in about another 10 years, it's going to reach that point where it's not functional as a movie place anymore.
So this happened a while back. I don't remember exactly what happened. It was like the mayor of Atlanta basically shipped a bunch of homeless people onto buses into Alabama.
Oh, okay.
And that's illegal. But the mayor and the Democrats that ordered it didn't get in trouble. It was the fucking bus drivers that got in trouble.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Oh, yeah. Some weird things happened. There was one...
Imagine if that happened with World War II in Germany. The train drivers got in trouble and no one else did.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
There was this one event, and it's really this event just sends a conspiracy into my brain.
Yeah.
There's a bridge this is like years ago now, but it was called I think Rainbow Junction or Spaghetti Junction. I can't remember which one.
Okay.
I think it's Rainbow because that's where a lot of people like jump off to commit suicide.
Oh.
But there was this bridge that they needed to repair. They needed to tear down and fix and like rebuild. And they had it scheduled some months out. Okay, this day. And then like the next day after they announced they were going to do it, some homeless person lit some PVC piping on fire and burnt down the whole bridge.
Oh no.
He somehow got out on $50,000 bail. I don't know who fucking paid the bail.
There's so much less damage that have gotten so much worse sentences.
Yeah, like he got out on bail. Like he's free now. Like I don't know what the fuck happened.
So you think that it was like they wanted it gone?
Yeah, I think someone is like, we need this gone. We need to redo it now. Let's burn it down and blame the homeless guy.
On the topic of conspiracy theories, I have a question for you because like I said, we follow each other on Twitter. I feel like we have a good enough idea of the conspiracy theories we believe.
Yeah.
I would like to go into some of the more bizarre ones that we give credence to, but
yeah.
I kind of want to pick your brain. What conspiracy theories stand out to you as complete bullshit, or stand out to you as or things that you just do not believe at all?
That's a somewhat long list, because for me personally, a lot of conspiracy theories that a lot of people consider bullshit, I'm like, well, there's probably a nugget of truth in there, and it's getting completely overshadowed by the crazies.
Yeah.
Obviously, lizard people is one that's absolute bullshit.
I never even looked into lizard people. It just sounds silly.
Oh.
I don't know if it's different than
There's one conspiracy theory I know 100% I think is complete bullshit. And I
think you're about to say the one I'm thinking of, but let me see.
So the story of how I found this conspiracy theory was I had to do a project for my history class about conspiracy theories, and I found this one out after I finished my project. Yeah. And I thought it would have been way better. There is a conspiracy theory that states that the United States Constitution was replaced in the 1850s following this, and we're no longer a country. We're a corporation owned by the Vatican City.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I wanted to, let's get into that after this talk, because I have some shit I want to talk about with that, because I know somebody who tried to convince me of that shit, and it was so... the entire time. Actually, let's get into that now.
The
but
whole
remind me to go back into the other ones.
On a bill that gave Washington D.C. a city council.
Yeah. No, it's like the whole thing is like I remember. So me and my girlfriend were going to go pick up McDonald's or something, and we were leaving her apartment, and we just got assaulted. And they just threw some guy just threw a beer bottle into her window, and the other guy tried attacking my side. We drove off, and police came and stuff like that. But then some of my girlfriend's family picked us up and basically let us crash the night. And I'm just I'm just shaken from the assault happening. And this person just shows me an hour and a half. This family member shows me an hour and a half video. It's like QAnon, but not surface level QAnon. It's deep level QAnon, where it's it was this hour and a half, and everyone else passed out. I was the only one who was awake during all of it, because everyone else was tired, and this person, this one of these family members was oh yeah, you need to see this. This is important. Is this hour and a half long video? No citations. No anything backing it up. But yeah, I was talking about that bill, and it was talking about how all of this is orchestrated by the King of England.
Yeah, it's called the Three City Empire. It's
the
city of London, not London itself, the smaller city in London, the city of London.
Yeah,
the two Londons.
Yeah, it's one of my issues with this is it feels like people who you know that type of person who oh, you can't do that, that's against the rules. It's like that level of person where it's like, oh no, they're going to change the rule set, and then that's going to affect all of us. Not realizing that, like, if England came out and said, okay, we legally own you, like, how are citizens going to respond to that? How are, like, it's not a
1776 again.
Why are you worried about a technicality when we're dealing with so many other things that are, like, actually tangible?
Yeah.
You know, and another, going into QAnon, because I got beef with QAnon.
Oh, same.
Because, like, you want to talk nugget of truth? QAnon is the perfect example of a nugget of truth. They, like, most of Pizzagate's real. They got, like, obviously most of the stuff about the election being not fake is, I don't know if that's the right number of it. Like, that's real. Like, there's so much shit that they say that's real, but, oh my god, they go off the fucking deep end, though. Yeah. It's like, I remember, that same family member at another time, was, showing me, this was after the Kamala Harris and Mike Pence debate, and, this family member showed me, a video, like, where it's trying to convince me that the fly that landed on Mike Pence's head was a drone, and they're
I've seen that.
Yeah, well, they're like, like, drones exist that tiny, and, like, I do know that. Like, there are, like, nano drones, like, they're not nano, but, like, micro drones.
No,
yeah, and that's just the stuff we see. Yeah. I have no doubt that they have, like, fucking
stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's like, why would they use a fly like that for a debate with Mike Pence and Kamala Harris, which literally nothing happens in any debate ever? No debate on a news channel has ever been productive or changed someone's mind. What the fuck? Yeah. Like, why would they use this experimental technology for this? And then the person's like, oh, they have footage of it. And I'm like, what? And then they pull up this video, and I swear to God, it's a fucking satire video, like an Onion type, like a Collider or Onion type of, like, it's a comedy sketch channel. And it's like a documentary about how the fly on Mike Pence's head was a robot.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, oh, this is I'm like, because I'm looking through the channel, I'm like, oh, this is a sketch comedy channel. And then she's like, you don't get it. Like, what?
Yeah. Just,
which sucks, because literally up until that whole night, that family member was talking to me for like 2 hours, and I was agreeing with every single thing they said. Like, okay, yeah, this is bullshit. Oh, yeah, this is obviously propaganda. And then it's like,
that's how they get you.
2 hours in. Well, no, it's not how they get me. It's like, I am giving you the benefit of the doubt. I'm agreeing with you for 2 hours, and the second I disagree with you once, you say I'm not smart enough to follow. But it's like, I make comedy sketch videos sometimes, and I'm the audience for these. I watch comedy sketch videos.
Yeah.
Like, look at, like, and they're like, and then the person's like, oh, well, it's based after something real then. And I'm like, you're just coping. And it's like, I feel like a lot of that type of conspiracy theorist person stems from, like, I feel like almost everyone I know who's delved into conspiracy theories to the point where they lose track of reason or reality.
Yep.
Give me 1 second. I'm about to blow my nose. I don't know if you edit this, but you might want to edit this out, because I got a big fucking honking nose. Hold on. Fuck, I'm sorry. Ruin the whole goddamn podcast while I'm at it, but what I was saying about the conspiracy theory thing is I feel like most of the people I know who are like that far gone, I feel like it's almost like a trauma response, because I feel like so many of these people are just like not okay. It's like, I feel like if you grow up in a bad area or in a bad family situation or in a bad day, like if you go through something fucked up as a kid, I feel like it creates a sense of paranoia in some people, and I feel like that sense of paranoia sometimes just translates into like you just lose your touch, because going into the conspiracy theories, like, so I believe that the CIA killed JFK, but I don't believe in flat Earth. You know, that was going to be the big one. That's like, flat Earth is absolutely retarded.
I actually have a conspiracy theory about that conspiracy theory.
We have drones. We have we literally have.
So,
we have skyscrapers. You can see like the curve.
I had an idea. It's like there's like psyop governments, like agents on like Facebook spreading flat Earth information to make other conspiracy theorists look stupid.
Yeah, no, I could believe that.
Like, I genuinely think there are people out there who spread false conspiracy theories like that to make real conspiracy theories look stupid.
Okay, so here's kind of where I stand. So I think I believe in hollow moon theory, but I also think that Epstein killed himself. Right. You ever watch Wendigoon?
Yeah, man, I love Wendigoon.
Yeah, no, that conspiracy theory iceberg is so fucking awesome.
I love it.
JFK killed himself. I fucking love that shit. No, I obviously that's a joke. Epstein.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I feel like people are in a heated debate. Because I'm of the camp that Epstein was murdered, but there's also the camp of Epstein still alive, and it was a fake death.
I know that started as a joke actually originally, where some people were like, "Oh, he didn't kill himself. Oh, I'm so glad he lived."
Well, no, but it's like, oh, they faked the body, and why kill him if he's a valuable asset? But like for me, I'm like, no, it's just easier to kill him, and they don't really like working hard. But it's like, I feel like those two theories both theories can agree, the cameras didn't just shut off accidentally and then he killed himself. It's not really a harmful disagreement. It's just, we don't know really what happened. So it's like either he got murdered or, they fucking got him out and used a body double or some shit. But that's like semantics really more than anything.
One conspiracy I'm surprised was not talked about on the conspiracy theory iceberg, and one I feel like should be talked more about, was the business plot.
I will say, Wendigoon did say that he liked the iceberg because while it had some political stuff, it wasn't completely political and focused a lot more on cryptids and shit. So I think that because especially like in the middle there, I was like, okay, yeah, this is all interesting, but like, what about Pedowood? Because that's actually what got me into conspiracy theories was Dan Schneider. Literally, that's because I remembered once I kind of like put two and two together of like, oh, I watched iCarly growing up, but like, what was with all the feet stuff? And like kind of realizing the creepy connotations of that, and then it kind of like stuck in my head like, all those Nickelodeon shows are kind of weird. I kind of wonder if that's intentional. And then I found some videos in my feed of like Dan Schneider, and that kind of opened me up to Pedowood, because Dan Schneider is connected to people like Brian Peck and just like you can put a bunch of because Brian Peck you can connect to like Kevin Spacey, Bryan Singer, and like 4 other pedophiles. So it's like it became like this web thing where like you start at Dan Schneider and then you just keep branching out to new exciting pedophiles. It was actually, I was in college at the time, and we had to make a documentary, and I actually made my documentary about Pedowood. Probably never going to release it because it's kind of dated now.
Yeah.
Like it's like there's just so much more shit. Because you go from Pedowood to Pizzagate basically, because like you'll find links between it's like Kevin Spacey, which you're into Pedowood now. Kevin Spacey's a pedophile, but he was on Epstein's plane. Who's Epstein? And then you get into Pizzagate. Like I knew of Epstein.
Yeah.
Like years before fucking
there used to be
rearrested.
There's a channel. It was called Political Juice was his name.
Yeah.
He did a video on Pizzagate, and then he removed all those old videos because he said it doesn't align with his current political beliefs. I'm like, dude, they were just meme videos. We all knew this.
Yeah, well, But what sucks is that video did a great job of like cataloging all of the information, and like I said, I fully believe Pizzagate. You know, whether or not they were using fucking Comet Pizza as a meeting place or as an actual child prison kind of defeats the whole purpose of the conspiracy theory. I will say, like, when that shooter came, and, like, people use that to discredit, like, oh, he didn't find any kids. But it's like, first of all, Pizzagate had been, like, in the news coverage for, like, months, so if they had anything, they would have fucking, like, you know, bleached the place and scrubbed it clean. Also, it's like there's literal like weird like underground rooms underneath Comet Pizza that are on camera. Like people like just like looking into like these like fucking like hallways and shit. I'm just like, I don't know, something was going on at Comet Pizza, the location, but like I said, that doesn't really matter because what matters is that, you know, Bill Clinton rapes babies, you know? Like that's the important part. Like, is that, you know, Bill Clinton is a fucking pedophile and that all these people, and like I'm atheist, I don't believe in fucking Christianity or anything, but that doesn't mean that like these people don't believe in Bathmouth or Moloch or no, I think Moloch, is the one. Yeah, Moloch. Like, you know, these people are, I mean, literally there's that one bitch who does like spirit cooking shit.
Yeah.
Who's like directly, you know. And then you get into the shit like, you know, the shit that just has no explanation. Like, why do these people literally have like child rape art on their walls? What you know, what does pearless pizza mean? You know, it's like, because like I knew cheese pizza meant, you know, I knew what that meant before fucking finding Pizzagate. Like that's not fucking like made up for the conspiracy. That's old shit. But I will say, oh, did you see that one thing? It was this CNN reporter doing a Zoom call towards the beginning of the pandemic. And it was like he had a picture of Mao or of like some kind of like
I saw that.
Like he had a picture of Mao and like in the background of his Zoom call, and then he moved his camera to the other side, and just on the other side of the wall to save face is just literally like this abstract art of children blowing adults. Just like literal pedophilia art that you could trace back to like a pedophile artist.
Jesus.
Like just like literally like he like turned his camera, it was like, oh no, Mao, and then he turned his camera and you just see like these stick figure kids blowing the stick figure down like adult, like on their knees and shit. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, there's a certain level where some of the most heinous shit in conspiracy theories just becomes so fucking funny. You know, like, it's just like, how the fuck do you, like, it's one, like, it's, imagine, like, if fucking, like, who does that? You're fucking trafficking children or involved with it, and then you just make it house decorations? Like, I don't get that psychology. That's just fucking funny to me.
Some people are just fucking stupid.
That's true, too. That is definitely true. Going back into other conspiracy theories, though, I feel like there's some that I just like. Hollow Earth. So Hollow Earth is obviously not the entire Earth is hollow. It's more of like there's these underground cave systems and probably some kind of people living there, and it kind of connects to some of the weird shit in Antarctica and you know, mountains and shit.
That one seems very plausible because I remember like there was like some Russian research team that like dig so far in the earth they found water in these pores in the rocks that can only have happened if there's hollowness in the earth.
I'll say this, like Hitler absolutely believed in Hollow Earth. Tolkien believed in Hollow Earth. You like, there's plenty of fucking info on both of those. As far as whether or not it's real, it could be. It's not impossible, but it's also like, you know, it's also like, you know, it could be very bullshit too. Like I don't really have a stake in it. It's like, oh, if it exists, cool. If it doesn't exist, cool. It's a cool story, you know.
My favorite conspiracy is more. It's my own expansion upon an existing one. You know what the business plot was?
the basics of it, but for the
audience,
podcast,
it's
yeah.
So Smedley. So basically, there was a bunch of businessmen, and the businessmen that were like bankers. Prescott Bush, George W. Bush's grandfather.
Yeah.
Like all these big businessmen wanted to overthrow FDR because he abolished the gold standard and install a fascist dictatorship. So they went to Smedley Butler, who at the time was leading the Bonus Army, and said, "Hey, if you help us overthrow the government, we'll make sure to pay all you guys."
Okay.
And he went out. He went out publicly and said, "This is what they're trying to do." They made a committee. The committee was made up of people who were involved in the business plot, by the way.
No.
And the committee said, there is no evidence that there was such a plot.
Yeah, it's like the CIA investigating JFK or
no, it's the CIA. It was like the FBI. It was like the CIA. The CIA has found no link that the CIA has sold crack to black people.
Yeah, that one. Well, no, because the CIA literally like investigated their involvement. In JFK too, and like literally just like shut up everyone else talking about it. So did the KGB. We'll take care of it.
The KGB investigated themselves when JFK was killed.
All of those letter organizations are just fucked up.
Yeah, so Smedley Butler came out, did all this, and then he got completely like ran over by the government when the government and the media when they said it was quote unquote fake.
Yeah.
Which is so bullshit, because if you know Smedley Butler, dude served in almost every war from like 1890 to 1930 America was in. Every intervention, every rebellion, everything.
Like as a general?
Not as a general the whole time, but he was a general.
Okay.
He had 2 Medal of Honors. He was in the Philippines. He was at the Boxer Rebellion. He basically helped the Marines set up the fucking banana republics.
Yeah.
Because that's what the banana republics did, was that they would call in the Marines that, do shit, and he was part of that.
Yeah.
He wrote the book War's a Racket. He's basically the modern spawn of the anti-military industrial complex.
So, just because I'm not as familiar, is this still just the original one, or is this your
I'm still talking about the original conspiracy here.
Okay.
So, Smedley Butler did all this because during World War I, he served as a quartermaster. A general serving as a quartermaster.
Yeah.
That's quite a demotion.
Yeah.
But he realized that, wait.
It's a step back.
A pair of boots cost, back then, $2, but we're paying $20 for them?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, I'll say this: I'm not great with history. So a lot of this is I'm like, oh yeah, something gold standard. It's like a lot of these kind of things. I admittedly more skim. So this is actually really interesting.
Yeah. So what happened? So what he basically came out, wrote the book, did all things. He died right before World War II started. Of old age. And what I believe happened was when the corporations got called out by Smedley, they went underground. They was like, okay, we can't be so public about this anymore.
Okay.
They didn't just disappear. I hate the idea that people say, oh, it just never happened. No, they went underground.
Yeah.
With the amount of corporations that were involved, I 100% believe that what they did was they went underground, used their influence to start rigging elections, start using their media connections to sway public opinion. If
Nazis join NASA, is that really even that wild of an idea?
That a bunch of these oil companies and media conglomerates and all these people that tried to start a fascist coup decided, hey, let's just use our influence and money that we have to spread our ideas out.
Yeah, it's like they were still alive. They didn't just retire and just fucking, maybe they did. It's possible that they didn't.
I genuinely think...
I would think that they would still want to, play the game from the sidelines at the very least.
Yeah. That's why I genuinely believe that they were also involved in the assassination of JFK.
Yeah.
And I think that they were also involved heavily in the creation of the 3-letter agencies.
Fucking, HW, know, that the Bush family is, that That's like 1-to-1.
Yeah, like JP Morgan was involved in this.
I got Chase.
Morgan Banks.
Yeah, no,
Like all
I
of
got
once he got involved,
powerful. Yeah, the banking stuff. I know that shit's fucked with like central banking and how but banking kind of turned out. But like I'm not super aware of like details and stuff.
yeah. Me neither. I just know that a bunch of these banks and media companies and oil companies are like, we need to bring back the gold standard, so let's
Yeah,
overthrow the government.
yeah. Um, which honestly, I mean, because I'm not a fan of FDR.
Oh,
Um,
same.
so it's like it's kind of like two retards fighting at that point.
It kind of is.
Um, but
You know what's funny? There was a plan by a senator during Roosevelt's presidency to make Roosevelt dictator.
oh shit.
It never
Yeah,
went anywhere.
I remember I got one of my best friends is a little bit more on like the socialist end. He's Canadian,
Oh, of
it
course.
happens. And he's also a history buff, so he just like every time I try to get in an argument with him, he just brings up so much history, whereas I'm more of like an ideology person. Whereas he's more like a black pilled,
Yeah.
oh, like this is how, this is historically how this has happened. Blah blah blah, fall of Rome, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Whereas I'm more of like, oh yeah, but this idea, means this, blah 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 blah. Yeah, and I think there's uses for both types of people. But I
Yeah.
remember I brought up one point that that like both Roosevelt presidents did a whole lot to ruin America, and he took that as they were the worst presidents, which I didn't say,
Woodrow
but
Wilson is the worst president.
people say that, and for what I know of him, that's fair. But like what I brought up is like, is there any other president that other than Teddy and FDR that increased government spending to the magnitude that they did? And his response at the time was something along the lines of, "Oh, you think increasing public spending ruined America? No wonder you don't understand," or something like that. But it's like I never got an answer to like, are those the presidents that expanded public spending the most? Because from what I know, like between the big New Deal and like all of fucking like Teddy Roosevelt basically just used the U.S. government as his own like fucking project fund. And then FDR was just like
I
socialist as fuck.
believe, technically speaking, it was Nixon.
Oh, really? Okay.
Maybe it could also have been Bush or Obama. It could have been one of those as well.
Yeah. No, you should definitely next episode of your podcast get somebody who knows history because
See, I'm not
the guy.
So you say you had a socialist friend. I have a gay furry socialist friend. He actually edits my videos.
My gay furry friend is Colombian.
Like,
So and he didn't even know he didn't know that Judaism was a religion. So
yeah, no, this one, he's from fucking like Massachusetts, and it's just like, he edited my Far Cry video.
okay.
So he edits, so he's pretty good.
By the way, can we just putting it out there? We're both on the same page that like ideology really does not matter at all when it comes to friends, as long as enough as long as you haven't like obviously if you are fucking sensitive to people who don't agree with you, you're not going to mesh well with someone who's not. But it's like generally speaking, I feel like it only goes so far. Like I think if you're like I even have some friends who are genuinely more acquaintances, but like just generally awful people as acquaintances. But it's like it's like who gives a fuck,
Yeah,
like,
I knew a guy who was an unironic Nazbol. He like disappeared off the internet like 3 years ago though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Honestly, most of my friends that I feel like are the most extreme are fucking like more on the left side, like just like racist shit, like they'll just have black friends and then be like oh I'm so and like just like talk about their black friends like they're like the race. I'm just like I think like I do that jokingly with my Kenyan friend. I'd be like, I put him in my phone as my black friend, Peter. Like
I
that's
would
his
do that too.
but it's like that's jokes though. But it's like you're trying to like be serious, oh, they let me talk with them and hang out with them despite my despite me not being part of the black experience. I'm just like, they're just people.
Yeah.
They're your friends. Just be friends with them.
I find it really funny when like
it.
people go like, "Oh, I'm just some white guy," and I'm like, "My grandma's from fucking Vietnam," but okay.
Well, it's like ultimately,
my grandma is blacker than most black people.
Honestly, it's like race just does not like my
fake,
opinion
little
is
darky.
if you care about race, positive or negative, like if you hate someone for their race and not for their character, that's retarded. But also, it's like if you have pride in your race, like that's also retarded. It's like I don't be like, white pride, Italian pride, like that shit's cringe as fuck. But if that's cringe as fuck, going black power has to also be cringe.
Yes.
And I feel like I don't know. It's just fucking weird.
What is it? Little darky, racist fake.
Yeah. I do want to go into rap.
Yeah, same.
But real quick, finishing up on the conspiracy theory shit. So one of my I say favorites, but it's kind of one of my favorites out of the point of I think it's important more than I enjoy it. It actually just is one that just sets me off and gets me really fucking pissed. But do you know Laura Silsby?
No.
Okay, this is probably one of the most important
How do you
or at
spell
least
her
one
name?
Silsby,
Found it.
I think. Yeah, DuckDuckGo it. Well, you probably use DuckDuckGo anyway. But Google hides shit. But basically, Laura Silsby. I forget if that's the name she changed to or her original
Laura
name.
Gaylor, also known as Laura Silsby. According to the
so,
connected. Okay, I found this on Bing.
Okay, yeah. Bing is actually pretty nice.
I have Bing because I have the Microsoft Rewards points.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Bing doesn't censor that much though. It's easy.
No,
like I was able to find because Charlottesville happened. I was searching for the video of the guy admitting to like chasing the guy in the car who ran those people down with a gun, and I couldn't find it anywhere on Google. But then like I searched it on Bing and just immediately found it.
Yeah.
But anyway, Laura Silsby was part of the Clinton Foundation in the Haiti relief efforts, and she got caught trafficking children, and was tried and then convicted of trafficking children in Haiti, but she got a sentence of 6 months, like just a slap on the wrist.
Because her official conviction was arranging irregular travel.
Oh,
according to this,
okay.
That's what she was actually convicted for.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, she was. When I was looking into it, it's like I thought I remembered they like acknowledged in the court that she like was trafficking children, and then like fucking. But she got 6 months sentence, got out of prison, and then she changed her name, and then she got a leadership position in Amber Alert.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's like, fuck. God damn, it's like that's one that like, people never talk about. I came across that like searching something on like, I forget what I was searching. I was like searching something completely different, and then came across that rabbit hole and did research. Like no one talks about it. But fucking like, God, it's so like the fact that nobody knows about that shit is just fucking crazy to me. Because that's just like, that's fucking scary as fuck. But on a bit of a lighter note, I'm trying to think if there's any other conspiracy theories worth mentioning. So two things I want to talk about. I want to talk about simulation theory, and then I kind of want to talk about hip-hop, because I know you like Lil Darky and that kind of...
every time I think of simulation theory, I just go to the Stone Toss comics, like, we're in a simulation, but can it run Doom? It currently is.
My thing is, like, are you religious at all?
What it's called a deist, where I believe in a
Oh,
god,
you're
but
a
I
deist.
don't
Okay.
believe in any singular religion.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So for me, it's like I'm atheist, but it's like it's not like if proof was presented to me, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's fake. I wouldn't get defensive about
I
it.
think that's technically
It
classified as agnostic.
well, agnostic. I don't know. I feel like agnostic used to mean that, but then like at least colloquially,
Yeah.
agnostic changed into not knowing whether or not there's a god, but believing that a god probably exists. Whereas for me is like I don't believe it without something to hang on to.
Yeah.
But basically, I see simulation theory the same way of like, yeah, it's possible, but so is Christianity technically. But it kind of like we have to operate in reality because we are living our own lives.
Right.
And if we have to operate in reality, we have to operate under what we can, quantify, not what we can't. And if we are able to quantify, like, oh shit, we're in a simulation, or oh shit, we're in, God exists and shit, like, let's fucking readjust how we approach things then. But I think if we are being like it's like the scientific method,
Right.
you got to approach it like you can't. There's a level where something is a hypothesis, and then something becomes a theory, and then something becomes accepted science. And I feel like simulation theory and religion tend to be more on the hypothesis angle, where I just need it to be at least a theory.
Right.
Um, which conspiracy theories get a bad rep.
Oh yeah.
But I do think, but I mean, conspiracy exists, and theories. I feel like there's a lot of conspiracy theories that are conspiracy hypotheses,
Right.
and I think that that's the problem. But there's genuine theories, and then there's just stuff that's just flat out fucking true. Last thing, I'll close off the conspiracy theory talk, unless you got something else you would like to talk about with it, is have you seen Kitty History by Trevor Moore?
No.
Okay, I just saw it after Trevor Moore died, and it is probably it's become one of my favorite pieces of comedy just I've ever seen.
I do know Trevor Moore. I like to say he is what Sam Hyde wishes that he could be.
I like Sam Hyde.
I like him too, but man, Trevor Moore just did it all better.
I don't know. I feel like Trevor Moore is more of a comedian, whereas Sam Hyde, at least in his modern iteration, is more of a personality.
That is true.
And I feel like that's kind of because Sam Hyde, used to do sketches and shit. And I'll say this, from what I know of Trevor Moore, Sam Hyde has him beat in performance art, with shit like the TED Talk and the going to schools and just like all of the crazy shit Sam Hyde did, I think has him beat in performance art. But from what I've seen, Trevor Moore's got way funnier skits.
That is
but I like both of them though. I was unfortunately never watched Whitest Kids You Know or any Trevor Moore stuff before he died. So like once he died, people started posting clips everywhere, and I'm like, oh my god, I missed out on one of the greats. He is so funny.
I saw some of his clips before he died, and I always remember the one where he just goes off about how you can assassinate the president with a mortar.
Yeah, that was the first clip I saw. It was after he died. Somebody posted that, and I'm just like, fuck, I missed out on a legend. What a fucking king. But Kitty History is one of my favorite pieces of media since I've seen it. And I don't want to spoil it, but if anyone's listening, and to you as well, you have to give it a look, and then I guess either comment or just message me and let me know what you think, because it is one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
I'll have to watch that.
Yeah. But okay. What was it? Oh yeah. So Lil Darky. I remember you said you like Lil Darky, boy. Are you into any other? And I guess you like Eminem since you found me. But what other hip hop you like? Because
I remember back before your original channel got deleted, you asked the questions like, what songs should I look at, like Eminem was featured on, and I asked about Speed 'Em because I really like Tech 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is.
I actually remember that. Yeah, that was when I added to the list.
Yeah, Speed 'Em. I love Tech 9.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to him because, interesting story. My dad, he's military. Well, he's now ex-military actually. He was in for 22 years.
Okay.
And he was stationed in like 2000 in Kansas City, Kansas. My God, the cat's meowing.
Oh. Yeah,
hold on.
both of my cats are just sitting next to me, just looking out the window. So they're pretty chill right now. Cat, please.
He looked
That's
at me with this
awesome.
face of like total like what the hell.
That's funny.
Yeah, so my dad, he was stationed in Kansas City. It's also where I met my mom. But one of his friends in his unit said, "Hey, there's a concert going on, and I have an extra ticket. Would you want to come with me?"
Okay.
And so he goes to a Tech Nine concert, in his full military uniform, and Tech Nine's like, "Hey," invites them back behind stage, and my dad met Tech Nine.
Awesome. That's
And
fucking
then,
great.
in 2004, when my dad's in Kuwait getting ready for a second tour in Iraq, Tech Nine performs a concert there. He goes. Tech Nine recognizes him.
That's fucking awesome.
That is.
I'll say Tech Nine seems really chill.
Yeah.
I like a handful of his songs. My problem with Tech Nine is I feel like he doesn't have a shit ton to say.
I have
like,
noticed that.
I feel like he's like incredibly talented. His fucking
Oh.
flow and pen game are like fucking impressive as fuck. And he's got a great voice too. And I even like some of his beat choices. And
Oh,
shit.
Seven is a great producer.
Yeah, but it's like I just feel like I've never heard a Tech Nine song where I'm like, oh, he really like he's saying something to me. It's like
I'll give you some examples of some songs, but there are some that make me go, "Wow, this is the most unique he's been."
yeah, I feel like and it's like I really enjoy Worldwide Choppers, Speed'em, Sriracha.
Sriracha's a great one.
Pretty much every single feature I've
I like
heard
how
him
that
on.
song started the Joyner Lucas Logic beef.
Yeah.
I like how Tech
Which,
Nine unintentionally started two beefs because he unintentionally started the Eminem MGK one because
Yeah.
MGK was on his song.
Yeah, well, Tech is just like friends with everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
One song I would recommend. It's such a great song, and you have to watch the music video because it provides a little more context. It's called "Fear" off his Strangulation album.
Oh, I think does he have face paint in that video?
He has face paint in almost every video.
Okay, maybe
I think you
of it.
might be thinking of the other one. Oh yeah, the Intervention.
What's the one that he had face paint and he's like anonymous does?
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, the Intervention.
Okay, yeah, that's the one I saw.
Fear is about his mom who has had 3 debilitating diseases all her life, like lupus, epilepsy, and like dementia.
Oh, fuck. That's
and he
rough.
recorded the song before she died, but the music video came out after she died.
Okay, I'll check that out.
That one is just like.
By the way,
whoa.
I'm not even saying he doesn't. It's just like I've never heard him do that. So it's like I'm just skeptical going into an album because
as
that's
someone
a lot
who's
of
listened to literally
music
every
back to
single
back.
fucking one of his albums, and that's like over 20 albums, I think now.
Yeah.
He does say a lot of things. He does have a lot of similar songs, but then you have like that one song that's like, well.
Yeah, I will say, Riot Maker. That's another song I like.
That's a great one.
And speaking of Riot Maker, I feel like I would be much more excited to check out a Tech Nine concert than a Tech Nine album.
My dad says they're
I feel,
fucking crazy.
Yeah, because like, a song like Riot, like, pretty much all of the songs I've heard, like, gotta be insane on stage. Like, my favorite rapper, R.A. the Rugged Man, he has a song.
He did a song with R.A. He did Hallelujah.
Yeah, Hallelujah. Which, fun fact, I went to
That's how he found R.A.
I went to 2 RA concerts this year because he did like one in San Antonio, so we drove over to San Antonio. But then it's like he said the tour went so well that he wanted to just redo the tour. So then he came to Dallas, so we went to the Dallas show. And in the Dallas show, so we already knew exactly how the show was going to go, because he had so he would at Hallelujah he would bring people on stage. And so on the Dallas show, I got on stage with him.
Oh, nice.
But my girlfriend was basically just came up when the, headlining came on, or like the, second to last opener came on. Whereas I was there for the local openers as well as the tour openers. Like I was fucking jumping around and, hyping up like the entire show beginning to end. So I was tired as fuck, and I didn't account for that. So I'm just like, oh god, I'm fat for this. Oh shit, I was like fucking struggling.
Yeah.
But funny story at the San Antonio show. So me and my girlfriend were right at the front, right at the gate. And RA was doing what was he doing? I forget what song he was on, but he was like, right on the edge of the stage, right in front of us, and a piece of his spit falls into my girlfriend's mouth, and she just looks at me with this look of horror. And then at the end of the concert, RA's like, all right, I just performed this show with laryngitis, and I still killed it. And the crowd's cheering, like, you're the best! And I look at my girlfriend, and she's just, like, horrified.
That would make... Okay, alright. If he somehow ever hears of this story, he would 100% make a song about it, or a line about it.
We told him at the end of the because we had VIP, so we got to do the 5-minute meet and greet thing. Which we got to do it both times. And the first time, because he's my favorite rapper, so the first time I was starstruck and just, I was not prepared to see one of my heroes. And so I was like, you're cool. I was just like geeking out. But the second time was like, oh, okay, yeah, I got this. And I was like actually conversing with him, and it was fun. But, we got posters signed, and on my girlfriend's poster, he wrote, "You're welcome for the spit connection." It was funny, but it was a good show. If you ever get a chance to see RA live, he rocks a fucking mean show.
I would love to.
And it's especially if you got a smaller venue, because the San Antonio venue was bigger, but the Dallas one was really small. If you got a small venue, he does really intimate shows. He gets in with the crowd. He converses with people during the show. He'll he really works with the audience perfectly.
Nice.
But yeah, RA is my favorite. Just going off of some other ones I like. Kanye is probably my favorite artist because he has the most amount of albums in my favorites.
I unironically voted for him.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I'll say this. I wound up voting. So I'm not a big Trump guy. I never ever since 2015. I've constantly gone between liking and disliking Trump. Because I feel like he has no principles, but I also feel like he's kind of pragmatically good in some points. He turned the entire fucking country, or most of the country, against the media, which is nice. And he's funny and has a couple good points, but he also wanted to fucking make burning the American flag illegal and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's I don't really like Trump, but I literally voted for him in 2020 for one reason and one reason alone, and that's I do delivery driving, and I'm technically kind of self-employed, and now that Biden's in, I'm gonna get fucked in taxes as someone self-employed. So literally, I was single issue voting for Trump just based on lower taxes for self-employment.
I voted for Kanye because I was like, fuck it, Kanye.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I love Kanye, but I'd be so scared if he became
president.
terrified.
Unironically, I want to see, because he said he was going to run again in 2024. I want to see him try to get the Republican nomination, because I think that would be so funny to have Kanye West on the stage with a bunch of Republicans.
Like I said, I wouldn't want him to win, but that would be funny. But it's I feel like Kanye gets bored with politics. He'll get really into it and then get really bored. So I feel like he wouldn't even want to be president if he really thought about it. But
I just so want him to be on stage with fucking if Jeb Bush runs again, Jeb Bush.
That'd be funny. I will say, because Kanye is my only artist with 3 10 out of 10 albums, I gave Twisted Fantasy an 11. Because my top 2 albums.
I have that album on CD because I love it so much.
My top 2 albums are Black Parade by My Chemical Romance and then My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. And those are the only 2 albums I consider 11s. Like, it goes above and beyond. But College Dropout and Yeezus are both 10s, and then Graduation, Late Registration are both like 9.5s. 808's a 9. Pablo's an 8.5, and then like Donda's a 7.5. Ye's a 7.
I have
and then Jesus is
never
King
actually
sucks.
went through my library and rated albums.
Oh, my Discord server literally is not even about my channel anymore. It's literally just music nerds being like
Music
autistic faggots. Like, everybody has a topster, so like they've basically groomed me into a person who has a top 120 album topster, which has its benefits and its downsides, because it rather than just being like, oh, I like this band and this album and this song, I can just like throw an image up and like, hey, recognize anything? Cool. Moving on.
Yeah.
But it's still super autistic. But I love Kanye. M is frustrating, but I can't discount the amount of fucking great albums he has, as well as shitty albums. He's frustrating. If Marshall Mathers LP 3 drops and it's bad, then he's probably gonna get knocked down to
another album.
Yeah, Marshall Mathers LP 3, and
God damn it, Eminem.
So originally the plan was to kill myself, but since then I had the idea of using it. Are you
gonna finally talk about what was it?
Well, okay, I gotta keep some of it
Revival?
under. I'm gonna use. So I might be doing something like that, but so basically I'm closing out the unsubscribed YouTube channel and then moving towards Mythos, which is a multimedia group that is primarily a record label at this point, and I'm going to be working on music. But I am going to do some video reviews on there, and I might do a video review of Marshall Mathers LP3, just so I can use the album as a way to bring more of my fans over. Just so that I don't have to kill myself, because because I love both Marshall Mathers LP 1 and 2.
I do too.
But fuck me. Like, after Music to Be Murdered by A and B, I'm not excited for a Marshall Mathers LP3. But M is currently 4. If LP3 drops and sucks, he's going to be down to 5. My current number 3 pick would be Denzel Curry, who single-handedly got me into trap music. He's just so...
Never listened to him.
He's so good. He has this album Zoo, which is just like 27 minutes long, but it's so fucking good. It's one of my favorite rap albums, and easily my favorite trap album. But what I like about Denzel Curry is he does what I like about trap, which is like the energy, except it's just cranked up. So it's like, I'm not big on like the 21 Savage type trap.
Oh,
you know, that's just kind of sort of low energy and more of like just catching the vibe. I like Denzel Curry because it's just like you know that song Ultimate, right? The I am the one your son don't need the gun to get respect up on the street. Like, that shit is so fucking like, Denzel Curry just makes the most like hype trap music, and that's what I fucking love about it. Also, he hasn't dropped a bad album yet, so that also helps him be above some of the other people. I love Run the Jewels. Definitely don't agree with them politically.
I love them as well.
But and I don't like Run the Jewels 3, but 1, 2, and 4 are all in my favorite albums.
4 was my least favorite so far.
Really? 4 actually might be my favorite.
I say 2 is mine.
If I had to rank them currently, it would probably be 4, 1, 2, 3.
I do.
Because 2 has some of the best songs, but 2 also has a lot of like songs I don't care about, like Crown and Angel Duster and fucking Boots and shit. Whereas 1, I pretty much just don't like Banana Clipper, and then 4, I basically just don't like Just. And then 3, I only like Hey Mama. But yeah, Run the Jewels. I love both Killer Mike and LP. They would both be in my top rappers, but it's easier to just put them as a group.
Yeah.
I love for my favorite rappers list, I only count people I've gone through the whole discographies of. So like, I can't like put like Jay-Z or someone because I've only heard like 2 albums.
Yeah. Same.
But I love Rakim. I love Pusha T and his brother Malice and their group Clips. Fucking awesome. I like Brockhampton a lot. More specifically, the members Joba and Dom. I think are very talented. I haven't finished Outkast. I still need to listen to their first album and the one with Hey Ya on it, which is like almost 3 hours long.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause that's a double
I
album.
do, yeah, but I do like Outkast. And then MF Doom, I feel bad because I didn't really like Doom before he died, but then like
Same.
right as he died, it clicked, like all caps clicked for me, and then he died, and then I checked out some of his albums again, and I'm like, oh shit, I
Because
like it
I have a
now. So
friend who's
yeah,
really into rap as well, but he's his tastes are more of like they're a little different than my taste. But he got
yeah,
really in MF Doom right before he died.
yeah. My thing is with Doom is it was hard for me to like catch the energy because Doom is very laid back kind of shit. Like
Yeah,
very so it's like for me it sounded like he was bored, but then before he died I got into all caps and it kind of clicked for me like, "Oh shit, that's why he's so likable." Like the charisma clicked.
yeah.
And then revisiting Mad Villainy and listening to Food, and honestly, my favorite Doom album is Mouse in the Mask, which is the one that they did with Adult Swim. That's one of my that's like one of my comfort albums. I can just like throw on at any time and just enjoy, and it's like not too long, not too short. Um, but yeah, how long we been going for? Because I
An
don't.
hour.
Oh, that's good. You want to keep going? You want to
Yeah,
wrap
because
it
I
up?
had some. I was gonna go through some of the artists I really like.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. For sure, for sure.
Because I'm gonna name some different artists. I love Death Grips. I
Death
got
Grips is great.
I got
I
how I got into them was so strange. There was a YouTuber named I think goes Zelinki. He made the song like music for sad people.
I think I know who that is,
He's like an
but
animator.
Zoinky. But all right, let me look. How do you spell
Yeah,
it?
Zalinki. Hasn't uploaded in forever though. Though he used to have a SoundCloud, and on the SoundCloud he had a really good remix of Tachyon. And I cannot find that remix anymore, and I'm pissed because it's so good.
Was it? There was a remix of Tachyon that I liked. That was like
He
from the
called it
Cape.
he called
It's from
it Death Mix Mega Grips.
okay. The one I like was oh shit, I'm feeling it. It
Yeah,
was
I
like
love that
a
one too.
keyboard one.
Yep.
Um, but my favorite Death Grip song. So my Death Grips experience is I love Money Store and Spikes off Bottomless Pit is my favorite song from
I
them.
know a great remix of Spikes.
And then I really like Tachyon and Guillotine. And then I actually like Government Plates. That's probably my second favorite of their albums, even though people don't like that one. Uh, and then I didn't really care for No Love Deep Web or Year of the Snitch, really. And
I
then Powers That Be is good.
I love No Love Deep Web, Lear the Snitch, and then Ex Military. Those are my three favorite.
Oh, damn. Okay, so we're like direct opposites.
Yeah. But I know
Yeah.
there's a really good remix of Death Grip Spikes. That it's a mashup with Hotline Miami
Oh, that's
music.
fucking sick.
It is absolutely sick.
I'm adding this to my fucking watch later.
It's just awesome.
Hotline Bling Spikes. That's fucking. That's. I love mashups, man. They're
Yeah,
so
Death
fucking
Grip
funny.
mashups are the best. Like it has like 1.7 million views. It's so good.
Yeah.
I love Death Grips though.
Oh, it just has a Akira music video.
No. It does though.
Yeah. It's like the first song that came
The
up.
first one I got is by a guy named Moolad.
Oh,
I'll send
wait,
it
let
to
me
you.
look. Okay, yeah, I see the Moolad one. I'll add both just in case they're different.
Yeah.
Um,
But I love it. It's so good.
have you ever heard Dalek?
No.
They're kind of the original industrial rap. They're not as good as Death Grips, but they it's kind of like if you like that sort of sound, then it's probably worth checking out. They have what's the fucking album? Starts with an A. The fuck is it? Hold on. Absence, I think. Yeah, Absence by Dalek.
Nice.
Um, that's it's kind of another good industrial hip hop. People call Yeezus industrial hip hop. I
I
don't
think it takes
necessarily see it.
inspiration.
Yeah, but it kind of Yeezus almost feels like it's kind of going for like I can't think of a Death Grip song that sounds like a Yeezus song.
I
They
can't
just
either.
like sound different to me. But what are other favorites of yours? Because so
Yellow
far
Wolf.
we're pretty.
I love Yellow
Oof,
Wolf.
oof. Okay. Oh no, I don't
Uh,
like Yellow Wolf.
oh no.
I really hate Yellow Wolf.
I love him.
Oh god, I clown on him so fucking much.
God, I
Oh
love
no.
him.
Feel bad now, but
I,
no.
oh, that got interesting.
We had this kid in my Discord server, who just loved Green Day and Yellow Wolf,
I don't like
and
Green
then
Day, but I love Yellow Wolf, man.
he you know the trilogy from Green Day,
Kinda.
Uno Dos Tres.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so some of the worst of Green Day's catalog, and Trey, and like they get like progressively worse. Except I actually think Dose is probably the best, but most people agree they consecutively get worse. But Trey is literally like the worst of their albums. But it's like, wait, this kid Wiki literally said, "Oh, Trey is just like Queen." It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yellow Wolf's favorite album for me so far was Ghetto Cowboy, released in 2019.
Okay, yeah, Wiki would always try to get us to listen to trunk music.
Trick music, that one's a lot more of an acquired taste.
Yeah.
But like Ghetto Cowboy, like that one just goes like Trial by Fire and Ghetto Cowboy are probably his best works.
Okay.
Trial by Fire is just something different completely.
I'll say this: I haven't listened to a bunch of Yellow Wolf, but everything I've heard is just
Trial by
not for me.
Fire. I'm pissed at Eminem for Trial by Fire because what happened was Eminem hijacked the fucking marketing for Trial by Fire to advertise Revival.
Wait, really?
There was
I don't even remember
yeah,
that.
there was a thing Eminem did where like they were announcing that the album Trial by Fire was almost finished. In the background, there was a phone number you could call that would lead you to a ARG about Revival.
Oh yeah, I fucking remember
And
that.
everyone
now.
was talking about that over the fact that Yellow Wolf just made a new album. And I got pissed.
Well, I mean, I think the biggest crime is just Revival existing.
That is true.
But what are some other favorites?
There's another
Like
guy
what?
I like.
Do
His
you have
name
a
is Futuristic.
futuristic?
He's in that Hobson vein, but I
Okay.
like him a lot.
I might have seen him featured in a song.
He was in a Tech Nine song. He did some stuff with NF. He did some Hobson. He's been around a little.
Okay, all right. So that kind of that
area.
Okay.
But
Do you have a favorite '90s hip hop?
favorite '90s. Probably Dr. Dre.
Okay. How much have you heard of '90s? Because I fucking adore '90s hip hop.
Not much to be honest.
Okay. Doggy Style, by Snoop Dogg.
I know that
has
one.
Has to be probably the best. But both of Biggie's albums, not
I
counting the
do
ones
listen
that
to
he
Biggie.
didn't work on. Yeah. Ready to Die and Life After Death are both fucking great. Tupac, I don't like his first and last album. Tupacalypse Now and then the Machiavelli album. I think those are pretty lame. But his middle three albums are really good. Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous by Big L is fantastic. Obviously, Wu-Tang's Enter the 36 Chambers. Fucking. People say Illmatic. I'm not a big Illmatic guy, but like I get it. Let me think. Later you got people like Mos Def and Talib Kweli with their Black Star albums, pretty
Yeah.
good. That's got kind of like a reggae flavor to it, if you like any reggae. But yeah, no, like I said, the '90s has lots of great hip hop to pick from. You just kind of know where to look because
No,
you
I
also
think
got
most of the '90s hip hop I listened to is like late '90s.
yeah, that's fair.
Like like a lot of my favorite artists came from the late '90s.
Yeah. Trying to think. Not really hip hop, but Rage Against the Machine, their
I do
first and
listen to
third
them.
album. Yeah, Battle for Los Angeles is one of my favorite albums. That album goes so hard. I love that shit. I'm trying to think.
I do like how Run Jules keeps bringing back the lead singer of Rage.
Yeah, but like I said, well, no, because Close Your Eyes and Count to Fuck is so good.
Yeah, that's so true.
But just sucked. So, like, I'm kind of like, it's like one of my favorite of their songs and one of my least favorite. So, I kind of hope that if they bring him back, they give me another one I can latch to.
They had him with fucking Rolf Farrell on one song on
Yeah.
4. My least favorite song on 4, by the way.
Do you like any 80s hip hop?
80. I've not gone back to the 80s.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
Except for NWA, I have not listened to the 80s.
I'm gonna be honest. I fucking hate 80s hip hop. I think that it's kind of like I understand that it was still developing, but I don't think that hip hop really got good until like 90, 92. Because 90 you had Low End Theory by Tribe Called Quest, that's pretty good. But like once 92 hit, you just had like so many good albums, one after the other, like for every year. But as far as 80s hip hop, really the only one I could ever get into was Rakim and Eric B. NWA is overrated, and I'm not a big fan of Public Enemy. Slick Rick's good, but like the Slick Rick's big 80s album with like a children's story and stuff is one that that it like changes every time I listen to it, because I really liked it the first time, and then I didn't like it the second time, then I liked it more the third time, and like I just don't know how I feel about that one. But the interesting thing is you can kind of piece together inspiration, because I don't know if I think I mentioned this at the beginning of the podcast, but I am a rapper now.
Yes.
I've basically transitioned into music, and as a result of that, I've really tried to, work an influence map, or try to expand my influence map, because like 8 tracks, when 8 tracks came out, the earliest area of writing in 8 tracks, which was my album, was Eminem, obviously, and then later I got a bit of Brockhampton, because I started getting into Brockhampton around that time, sort of influence, and with my current music, it's like I got fucking influences from everywhere, and I feel like it's helped me hone a style that is more uniquely me, because I'm, rather than, like, oh, this guy listens to Eminem and is trying to rap now, it's now like, oh, this kind of takes a bit from everything, or not everything, but like a bunch of different things, and kind of puts it together in a unique way. Like I especially combining something like Denzel Curry with like hype trap bangers and like something lyrical like R.A.
Yeah.
And then kind of the humor or personality elements of like someone like Kanye, and then like some of the technical aspects of like and then a bit of like Killer Mike sort of style flows, and even some Andre 3000 or Danny Brown for a little bit of like wild side. But yeah, no, I just fucking love hip hop. Like,
Same.
it's just it just. And another thing is, I feel like I've also benefited from expanding my taste in music in other areas too. Like, I got a Frank Zappa album in my top 10, as well as Hollywood Undead. So, I feel like I've managed to kind of hone my taste into something that is completely me. But you got any music other than hip hop that really sticks out to you?
I was going to talk about one more hip hop artist, then I'll get to that.
Oh yeah.
The last one I really want to talk about, well, last two really, Murs. He was signed to Tech Nine for 3 albums, then left. He was part of the rap group Living Legend that had like 20 people in it at one point. And he's most known for doing a lot of collaboration albums, like I think 10 collaboration albums with like Ninth Wonder, the producer.
He looks like he Ludacris.
His current haircut makes him look like he belongs in The Walking Dead.
Oh. It kind of looks like Ludacris to me.
Yeah, he's done a lot of music, and it's all really good.
I've never heard of him before, though.
One of my favorite, a great song. I recommend if you're going to start, I would start with probably the first album he released under Tech Nine, which would be trying to Have a Nice Life. That
That's
or Murs
Strange Records.
Yeah.
Strange Music.
Yeah, Strange Music. Have a Nice Life, and then his collaboration album with rockish band Murs, Mayday. That's a good one called Murs Day.
Murs Day.
Those are both pretty good albums to start with.
What's a song I should start with? Because I'm just gonna throw.
God Bless Kanye West.
God Bless Kanye West. No.
It's not from any of the albums I recommended, but my God, it's a great song.
Yeah. God Bless Kanye West. Okay, yeah, I got this on my shit now. Okay.
The other one, I don't know if this guy was signed to Eminem and no one heard of him. West Side Gun.
Oh yeah, I know. I thought he blew up recently.
Maybe he did, but I think because he left Eminem's label.
Yeah, Shady Records sucks.
Yeah. Oh, it fucking does. I don't think he released a full album under Shady.
Yeah, no, lots of the big rappers labels wind up just being dog shit. Even Kanye's good
music. Yeah, now he's signed to the Rock Nation, which is a way better place to be at.
Yeah, no people like West Side Gun. He blew up a little bit.
I listened to him, and God, I love how his early mixtapes like Hitler Wears a Herm or whatever.
Yeah, I've never heard. I don't think I've ever listened to him, but
I generally do recommend him because he has such a unique style. Okay. He's very slow and very methodical with what he's saying.
Okay.
And it's
it looks like he did some music with he did a song with Joey Badass and Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, he's done the music with a lot of those type of people, but he's like very slow, very methodical. His beats are very much slow and meant to focus on what he is saying.
Yeah.
And his wordplay is like, whoa. I didn't expect that.
That's good.
Such interesting artist, to say the least.
Oh, I think I've heard his song No Blood, No Sweat, actually. I don't really remember it, though.
I do really like his music. I think it's really good.
Yeah. So you pretty much exclusively naming
rap.
Well, yeah, but the original question was about rap. But you're basically mostly just naming like not the biggest names, like more deeper cuts, and I can appreciate that. That
a lot of my favorite artists are very deep in, like, you know, Chris Calico, which is Tech Nine's protege. One of my favorite.
He actually probably has my favorite verse on Speed'em.
Oh yeah, I love Chris Calico.
Oh, West Side Gun has a mixtape called Hitler on Steroids.
Yeah, something with Hitler going on.
Oh, it looks like he did a couple songs with Doom.
Yeah, okay. He did a song with Busta as well.
Yeah.
So,
Busta, I need to fucking listen to a Busta album because
same. I've not listened to a full album. This one's gonna be a weird answer, but it's just because I grew up watching his content. Okay. Net Nobody, aka Sky Does Minecraft.
That's fair.
He transitioned the music. It's not bad music. It's pretty good, but it's very Post Malone-ish.
My first rap album was Starbomb, self-titled. So, you know, it happens.
Yeah, there's something with Sky and Adam and Net Nobody. There's something with that. With his music.
I think you're a few years younger than me.
Yeah.
I believe. So I think Sky Does Minecraft blew up around the time I was probably a little too old for it.
Dude, I was watching him in 2012.
Was he 2012?
Dude, I was listening to him. I was watching him right before he massively blew up.
I thought he came after 2012. Okay, no, so he was there. I just wasn't.
He was on the internet. He was on YouTube for a while. He just got big in like 2011, 2012.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say, like, I was more around the Tobuscus area, but that is around the Tobuscus area, so you know, I basically just
his
missed
music's
him at that
pretty
point.
good. His singles are a lot better than his actual album.
Okay,
but he does have some really good stuff.
There's definitely some artists I could name that are like that.
Yeah,
I will say I personally am kind of an album guy. But I'm a little picky with long albums because like my ideal album length is like 30 minutes. Um like between 20 and 40 minutes is good. If you're over 40 minutes, I feel like you really have to justify it.
Right.
Um or else it like kind of docks points. Like like there are very few albums like I think there's like maybe two albums that are over an hour and a half or over an hour or it's like over an hour and 15 minutes that that I gave above a 7 or I gave above an 8.
I,
Like there's like you really have to be fucking amazing to keep my
right.
attention for that long.
Um,
Whereas I love the albums you can just pop in, pop out, you know,
One of my
listen to the whole
favorite
thing.
groups. They're technically it's like rap pop. It's a Gym Class Hero.
Oh yeah, okay.
I
That's
That was another group I grew up listening to, and I
I
was like,
guess fair warning if you ever head to my Discord server, which if you would ever like to, I'd love to have you. But if you head there, Gym Class Heroes and Yellow Wolf both get clowned on quite a bit.
I mean, I grew up listening to Gym Class Hero. It was something of from
I mean,
my
I have
childhood.
I have Hollywood Undead in my top 5 albums. I you know
The
you
Quilt
don't have
is
to
still
justify.
the Quilt is at I would say is one of my favorite albums. I don't think there's a single song in that album I don't like.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I've only heard one Gym Class Heroes song,
Was
and
it Stereo Heart?
no, Shell Shock, which was
Oh.
a song they made for the 2007 Ninja Turtles movie. Because that was the first CD I ever bought was the soundtrack for the 2007 Ninja Turtles
That
movie, and it
song I
opened
don't
with
think
Jim.
is on Spotify.
Oh no, it's not. I checked.
That's so
but
weird.
but no, that song goes hard though. It's like it's like Shell Shock, L Rock, It's like I thought it was so cool in
I
2007.
love Gym Class Hero. The Quilt is still probably my favorite because that album is basically the lead singer's version of 808s and Heartbreaks because he just broke up with Katy Perry and made that album.
Wait, Gym Class Heroes guy dated Katy Perry?
Yes, he did. Why am I
Oh,
not
oh, oh.
remembering his name off the top of my
Real
head?
quick, before I
Travis
forget,
McCoy. He also had a
uh,
solo album.
you know Russell Brandon, Katy Perry story?
No.
Oh my god, this is like the most alpha shit I've ever heard. So Russell Brand, you know Russell Brand, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Brand wanted to become famous and become a Hollywood actor for one reason and one reason alone, so that he could date a celebrity, like a hot, big name female celebrity, and then piss on her, like get her to consent to him pissing on her sexually. And he did that with Katy Perry, and then broke up with her and left Hollywood.
God.
He's a fucking king. Russell Brand is a fucking king. Like, he is a fucking hero.
Got a call. Scam.
That's a phone call.
Yeah, it was a scam.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Travis McCoy. He also released a solo album, and you might remember the big hit single off that was "Billionaire" featuring Bruno Mars.
Probably missed that one.
It was
Maybe
"I Want to Be a Billionaire" still fucking bad. That's how it went.
No, I don't think I heard
It's
that
also
one.
a short
That was
album,
slow.
but yeah, I love Gym Class Hero. He's
I'm
also
gonna here, let me search it on Spotify just so if I get an urge to, I'll check it out. You said The Quilt?
yeah, the Quilt best album. Busta Rhymes is on it, and that song fucking goes hard.
Okay.
Peace
I'll
sign
let
up.
you know.
Peace sign up. Index down.
Quilt, Gym Class Heroes. Yeah, I kind of search shit on Spotify and then they list it on your search history, and that's kind of how I
Yeah.
that's how I keep track of shit.
It's-
Right now I got a bunch of like neo
The
swing
Quilt is like
albums,
a
so.
more lighthearted version of 808s and Heartbreaks. He actually
Yeah,
said the reason he did that because he didn't want to make 808s and Heartbreaks again.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give a listen and let you know what I think. I guess if I had to give you a recommendation, well, why don't you keep going through some of your non-hip hop taste, and I'll let
The
you know if I
Offspring.
got.
That's the one that comes to mind.
Okay, Ixnay for the Ombre is in my favorite album. Is pretty high in my favorite albums. So I fucking love that album so much.
I love The Offspring just in general. Again, it was another group from my childhood.
Yeah. Did you ever get into My Chemical Romance?
I never did.
Okay, all right. So off the bat, my recommendation to you is going to be Black
Oh
Parade. It's my
fuck!
favorite album.
The Offspring just released a new album.
Oh, Let the Bad Times Roll?
I just know. Why did I not know this happened?
Oh yeah, it sucks. It's fucking terrible.
Oh, because they released a single in 2015 that was pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's like the only good, like one of the few good songs. Because literally, like that song sounds like it was recorded then.
Coming
Everything
for
else
You.
sounds, yeah, Coming for You is great. I love that song. But you could tell like the majority of the rest of the album was recorded like a week before the album because his voice sounds so much more.
Yeah, because from what I understand, like they said when they released Coming for You, it's like, yeah, we don't even have an album started yet.
Yeah, they've been talking about the album for years, but like, you could tell he's way older and his voice is getting ruined because he sounds so bad on that album, except for "Coming for You" and like one other song where he sounds. Oh, and the most insulting thing is they do this like cheesy ass, fucking gay ass, like emotional orchestral cover of "Gone Away." Which is like one of their best songs, and it's just like so fucking on the nose and obvious. As like the song worked as like a power ballad, you know, like fucking bullshit. But they do have one other good song. What the? Let me look at this shit. I do like Offspring as a whole, though.
I do like them. And there was always something about it that like was just so good. I don't know exactly how to describe it.
It's really fun pop punk.
I like this. It was like they were like one of the last major punk groups to really get a big hit, weren't they? In like 2008 with why am I?
Oh,
You're Gonna Go Far, Kid.
Yeah, I guess you're right, actually.
Because like that's like one of the few punk songs that still like I can still hear on the radio.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Non-specialized.
Wait. I don't know if you kind of. It's not really pop punk, but "Savior" by Rise Against. Also,
yeah, that could work as well.
I hear on the radio all the time.
But like, You're Gonna Go Far, Kid, that is still on radio, on non-specialized radio.
Song goes hard. By the way, Rise Against, really good band too. Suffer and the Witness is a good ass album. We Never Have Sex Anymore is the other song I like from that Offspring album.
Sounds like an Offspring song, alright.
Yeah. Well, it's like that song's at least fun, but most of the album just feels so tired. But, yeah, no, I love Ixnay and the Ombre, Smash, Americana, Rise and Fall, Days Go By. Those are all albums I like. But yeah, Ixnay, and I'm surprised that you haven't said the word libertarian all podcast, but my favorite libertarian song would have to be All I Want by Offspring, which is also the Crazy Taxi scene.
Yeah, Crazy Taxi, man, that was the shit.
That song is literally just like, leave me alone, don't tell me, like, don't control my life, please.
Honestly, if I want my favorite, I mean, I'm gonna get libertarian, man. Little Darky has a song called "Don't Tread on Me."
I did listen to that off your recommendation, and that song goes hard as fuck.
Yeah, so when I first listened to it, and the first thought that came to mind is, oh, this is a keyboard warrior. For some reason, that was the first thing that came to my mind, because the whole song's how he would shoot the guy who did the shooting in New Zealand. That's the whole song. It's like how he would kill him.
Amazingly edgy.
Yeah, it's like, but at first I was like, oh, this is a keyboard warrior. Then I heard it again. It's like, oh, I get what he's saying now. He's saying that because in New Zealand, civilians have a really hard time getting and procuring firearms, that stuff like this happens without any recourse.
Yeah. Well, also just fucking raging against that guy.
As well.
That song is fucking brutal.
Like, when I first listened to it, it's like, oh, I'm not feeling it. Then I listened to it again, it's like, I get it now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we're talking, like, messages in music ruining it... So, like, I love Run the Jewels, and I disagree with them, like, almost every song.
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like I'm still able to enjoy it because I'm not really there for the message.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm enjoying the rapping, the production, the attitude.
It's not like Tom McDonald, where every song is a fucking message.
Yeah. But one... So, like, Run the Jewels... Like, they kind of portray themselves as, like, bad guys, you know? They have lines about just, like, robbing old ladies and shooting their dog and shit. So to me, it's like I kind of enjoy that in like a, oh, I'm watching like anti-heroes or villains,
I mean, that's how
and
they
it's
did
like
portray
having fun with
themselves
it.
on Run the Jewels 4.
Yeah. So it's like I feel like I enjoy it because it's like, if I disagree with it, it's like, okay, well they're fucking
I also
like
love the song they
I'm not
did
here to
for
be like, oh, they're
Cyberpunk.
heroes.
The song they
Huh?
did for Cyberpunk was so funny because
I
like
haven't heard that one yet,
it's like it
actually.
starts with like why am I drawing a blank on his name? Killer Mike and yeah, LP. It's like starts with him as like killing the world with my dick in my hand, like detachable penis.
Oh, that's great.
It's just like, yeah,
Yeah,
this is Cyberpunk.
yeah. I'll listen to that one because I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, because
Um,
I just recently beat Cyberpunk, and I just every time I was like, is that song on the radio? No, turn the radio off.
um, fuck was but conscious hip hop kind of bugs me sometimes. Like to pimp, like Kendrick Lamar is one of those that I think he's very talented. I think he's a brilliant storyteller, but like I feel like something like his album To Pimp a Butterfly, I feel like divorcing the message of that album is a lot harder than divorcing the message from like, fucking
Run the
like
jewels.
gangster rap, I feel like because
Yeah.
conscious hip hop, the whole idea is that you're trying to get the message across. And me not liking To Pimp a Butterfly is like
A
probably
cardinal
like my most,
sin amongst
yeah,
people.
my most infamous moment. And I was gonna make a video on it, but then I got really bored and stopped making the video. I might still do it at some point. But it's like my issue is it feels like I feel like both Good Kid, Mad City, and To Pimp a Butterfly both have really good setups, but then the answers kind of just leave me feeling like really unsatisfied. Like in Good Kid, Mad City, it sets up like, okay, if a kid grows up in this horrible environment, how are they supposed to know better? How are they supposed to get out? But the answer is just so fucking like corny to me because it's literally like this old lady is like stops them in the streets and baptizes them right then and there, and then life is just good, and like they just get out. Like it's like it just felt so unsatisfying. And then in To Pimp a Butterfly, it's like dealing with like survivor's guilt and self-loathing as someone who is successful, but it's like the answer to that is that like, oh, the black community needs to come together and love themselves for being the black community. I'm like, it just feels like a little tribalist to me. I think I overreacted when I initially started ranting about it, because it's really not saying much that other conscious hip hop doesn't say.
Like
But it's
Logic.
like, the idea that the black community can do anything is retarded because it's literally like I'm sorry, but like, are you saying that like child rapists and like a fucking like loving father who is just like a fucking saint are on equal terms just because of skin color?
It's funny.
It's like,
Murs actually goes into that a little bit on some of the songs where he goes like, "Why we're too focused on outward individuals while we're not focusing on fixing our own communities." There's
yeah,
too many. He says like, I think it was one line's like, "If Black Lives Matter, then Black Lives Matter. Then why the color of the killer shouldn't be a factor."
yeah.
The idea is like, why are we focusing so hard when cops kill us, but when we kill each other, it's just a normal day in the neighborhood?
Well, that's the defense I constantly hear for To Pimp a Butterfly. It's like, oh, he's criticizing the black community. But like my thing is like, what the fuck is the black community? It's just like a bunch of fucking individuals who share the same skin color. It's not an ideology. It's not even a
Yeah, it's like when it's
geographical
like saying the white
location.
community is like, bitch, which white community? There's like 18.
Well, it's like, yeah, like I said, it's like if you want to say like, oh, Compton come together, that's at least like,
A
I feel like
city.
that's tangible. Yeah, that's at least like that's actually a community, but I feel like, and I mentioned this before, and I might be off the mark on this, but it's like, even down to like the cover of To Pimp a Butterfly, with like, all of these black guys standing in front of the White House, but it's like, why are they on the cover? They are on the cover because of their skin color. So it's like they're not there because of any of them in and of themselves. It's like they're just it feels tokenizing to me. And I feel like nobody has that take but me. So
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out
that's
if I'm
something I've
just
never
flat
heard
out
about.
wrong.
Because to be fair, I haven't listened to a full Kendrick album all the way through.
I'll say this: even To Pimp a Butterfly, like the song "You" off To Pimp a Butterfly and "For Free" and "These Walls," like there's 3 songs on that album that are fucking amazing. Um, so it's like it's not devoid of quality, but one of the reasons it's so frustrating to me is because there is a lot of quality, but I feel like it's just frustrating how it all comes together.
From what my understanding with Kendrick is, like I always liked him more as a featured guest than as his own songs.
Yeah.
Because one of my
Um,
favorite verses from him of all time is "Fragile" by Tech Nine. His verse on there was just really good.
there's also going back to Eminem, his verse on "Love Game" is fire
That's
as fuck.
that song. Oh my god! I wish Kendrick and Eminem did more stuff because that song just kicks it.
Yeah. Like I said, swimming pools, art of peer pressure, you, for free, these walls. Those are all masterpieces,
Yeah.
I'd say. But honestly, what really made me lose Kendrick was that fucking stage debacle where he invited the lady up to perform Mad City, which is a great song, and and then just like publicly humiliated her for using the N word when it's like you wrote the song, she paid for the tickets, she was in the front seat, which means she paid extra for the tickets. Like this is the people, this is a person who's like supporting you and is obviously not racist, is obviously not like degrading you for skin color. They're a fan of you and are repeating something you wrote.
Yeah.
It's like it's so
It's funny.
ridiculous
Tech
to
Nine
me.
doesn't care.
Yeah, it's
He doesn't.
like,
That's one of the things I respect. Is like he doesn't care if you're singing
well,
along with his music and you say it.
if we're talking about the N word, which uh, conspire hollow Earth, you could name this Hollow Earth, Yellow Wolf, and the N word.
That's a great title.
But if we're talking about the N word, what bugs me about the N word is like, um, it the way people approach it only makes sense if you are of the belief that morality as a concept can be subjective to your race,
Which,
which is such a dangerous idea.
yeah,
Such a, I mean, to be fair, I think morality being subjective in any way is dangerous. And that's not talking, and this is like a 2-hour conversation I'm starting, so I'm gonna keep it very brief.
yeah,
Um, but so like, people treat like, oh, objective morality has to be coming from a place of authority like God or religion. But for me, morality is like scientific or mathematic, where it's like you have to run it through a filter of making sure it doesn't contradict itself and make sure that it makes sense in reality. But I think that any morality that's not based in objective reasoning is useless because then it's an appeal to authority, which then you're fucking throwing Jews on the train, you know, or might as well be.
yeah.
And if you're got a subjective morality, then fucking then let's fuck a kid and do genocide. At that point, like subjective morality is useless too. Like if it's just what the mob fucking agrees on, that means that there's no morality. So like my thing is like we're all individuals and we all we don't have collective mind or collective stomach, to quote Jay-Z, what you eat don't make me shit. So because of that, we should create a morality that is across the board consistent among every individual. So the idea is you have an external morality, which is like society, where you got like you got things like human rights. So basically, the only way that you have individuality protected through morality is if you make like an external morality about consent. So like all of our laws should be based on consent, like
Yeah.
stealing, rape, murder, those are all wrong, but like fucking someone not mowing their own fucking yard is not wrong. It's like you should operate society
Reject
and law.
HOAs, grow corn in your front lawn.
Yeah, you should design government, society, and external morality between people around consent. I think that's the only way that because the opposite of consent is force, and ultimately, I think the purpose of government is to remove force from society using force, which sounds paradoxical, but like the reason I'm not an anarchist is because it's basically just like you know, to me, anarchy is the same as tyranny, except instead of one centralized dictator, everyone's a dictator. I feel
That's
like you
when you
can't
get into the ideology of egoism, where they say
Yeah.
that's a good thing.
Well, my thing is, like, I think everybody should be in charge of their own life, but I see mob rule, which is what I see anarchy as just as toxic. I think we need a system of force used to remove force from society. The issue is when that entity of force uses that power for anything else, then it's abuse of power. So we really need like a government.
Minarchism?
Uh, I guess minarchism. I guess. But a specific type of minarchism where the government should not be able to do anything except for protecting our rights.
That's what minarchism is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
if you want to get technical, the Articles of Confederation, the first Constitution we had, that's what it was attempting to be, but it was written so poorly that it just didn't work.
Well, yeah, because Thomas Jefferson left out right to your own property and said pursuit of happiness, which is literally part of liberty. Like if you have liberty, you can pursue your own happiness. It's just repeating yourself and shit.
The Articles of Confederation was such a disaster.
Yeah, because John Locke had it. It wasn't just because he didn't want to copy John Locke word for word. It's like he changed the homework, but made it worse.
Yeah, I think a big reason for the Articles of Confederation is that they didn't want the federal government to be able to tell the states what to do, so they literally wrote a federal government that was so powerless they couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So they might as well not even had a government.
Yeah. Like I said, John Locke was fucking awesome though. But yeah, so I think that like morality between people should be based in consent, and then internally, I think morality should be based on, and this is where you go into like Ayn Rand and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I would consider myself an objectivist. But basically, internal morality is each person is only living their life. No one else is living their life, and they're not living anyone else's life. So you have a duty to yourself to pursue your rational self-interest and through a hierarchy of values. And the number one rule for a hierarchy of values. So I value my loving wife more than I value my neighbor who I've never met before. So if my wife and my neighbor both need $100, I'm going to give it to my wife. I value going to go get ice cream right now, but I also value being there for my child's birth. So even though I really want ice cream, I'm going to go to the hospital to be there for my wife who's in labor right now. Like a hierarchy of values is basically it's a subjective list of things that you value more or less, and the principle of it is you never sacrifice a higher value for a lower value. And I think if you go under those two principles, that society should operate under consent and that you should operate under not sacrificing a higher value to you for a lower value, I think if you operate under those two things, that's life figured out, basically.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. But then it's like you got like the religious fucks who are like, oh, morality is what people fucking say it is. And then you got the fucking subjective, which is just like, oh, well, most people agree that killing's wrong, so it's probably wrong. Which is just fucking useless. Like, who is that helping? We went a little off topic there.
Yes.
But I do want to catch before we have to go, maybe a few more music things you like.
Yeah.
Because I am curious.
My music library, it sounds like, I like one very specific kind of rap. And then when I actually go into it, it's like, oh yeah, there's so much stuff here I don't want to talk about because it's a little embarrassing.
Like I said, Swan Songs by Hollywood Undead is in my top, 5 albums. And it includes the line, my style's oh so retro, sexual like I'm hetero. You do not have to be embarrassed around me.
Oh, let me keep looking through this. Negative XP, that's one guy I like.
Oh, fun fact, I actually am good friends with this guy named Matthew the Artist. I actually just went to his wedding. But he and Negative XP apparently are beefing.
You know what's really fun? I didn't realize this until after it happened, but Virgin Fest, the concert they put on, Negative XP did, that happened in my city. I didn't know that until after it happened. I literally could have gone there.
Damn it, that's fucking awesome.
I 100% would have wanted to gone there. Because I would have gone there.
Yeah.
I wanted to take video of the 400-pound land whale that Antifa sent.
Yeah.
Turkey Tom did a great video on it.
Yeah, I watched that. I am gonna say, because you know Eggy?
Yeah.
So I got 2 songs with Eggy coming out.
Ooh.
One in January or February, and then one in 2023 as part of an album dropping that year.
Nice.
And and by the way, Eggy is so fucking cool. Like, to anyone who's listening, Eggy is a fucking saint in human clothing. He's fucking awesome. But I'm gonna try to see if they do Virgin Fest again. I'm gonna see if I can build up my live performance shit and see if I can maybe try to get in.
If that happens, I will try to go.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Because me and Bladen, who are the 2 people running Mythos, which is that thing I mentioned earlier, we're going to be trying to work together on stage shows to try to develop skills in that area. And hopefully, by doing that, we can reach a point where, we can hopefully hop on some fun shit like that. Because, let's be honest, Virgin Fest is not really like, it's not exactly like Woodstock. It's more of just a bunch of people having fun.
It was like, what, 50 people in the woods?
Yeah, and they didn't even have, like, amps at that point. Like, it just seems like it'd be chill, but I'd like to join that bandwagon. Especially because, like, I'd love to just hang out with Eggy, honestly. Like, dude's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I got into this band because one of their songs became a meme, but it's Tally Hall.
Oh, yeah, Ruler of Everything.
Yeah, Ruler of Everything. And then my favorite song is Turn the Lights Off.
I've only heard Ruler of Everything.
Turn the Lights Off is great. I actually used it for a little meme edit I did.
Oh, okay.
Back on my original, because if you don't know, my current Twitter is not my original. I did get suspended.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I was so pissed. Now I got the current one, which going great. Yeah. But on my old one, I had a little meme edit, and occasionally I repost it because I still really like how it turned out.
I feel like I found you because you were like, well, you followed me, but you were like the only person liking my political tweets.
Yeah,
like you were like the only likes I would get, and it got to the point where I'm just like, well, let me see what he's got in his account. I'm like, oh yeah, I can follow this.
Yeah, and then I went from like less than you to like, oh, I'm all the way up here.
Yeah, you blew up.
Memes, man, they go far.
Yeah, man, my Twitter sucks. My Twitter is dog shit.
2 other musicians I like. This is the strange music version of Yellow Wolf.
Okay.
But his name is Ritz.
Okay.
I would argue he is better than Yellow Wolf. He's really good. Like, if you listen to him, start with this album, The Last Call. That album just hits hard.
You said Ritz?
Ritz.
Okay.
Like the crack.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
I've never heard of him.
I'm pretty sure he made a Ritz cracker joke once on one of his songs. I'm pretty sure he has. But he made songs with Mike Posner, B.O.B. The Wolf.
Speaking of Flat Earth.
Yeah. Well, on his album Next to Nothing, the song In My Zone with B.O.B. That's a good one.
I said it in my retrospective, but Airplanes Part 2 was the first time I ever heard Eminem.
B.O.B. man.
Yeah. I mean, he's right about Flat Earth, but, I'm not sure about, his positions on...
Didn't he say, go read David Icke or something?
Yeah. The virgin David Icke versus the Chad Alex Jones.
Yeah. Another group I like. Uh, it's just Kansas City stoner music. It's called Cottonmouth Kings.
I never heard them, but I may have
They're in
heard
that
of
same
them.
group as like ICP, but they're the
Oh, okay.
stoners and
All
the
right.
drug guys, like shrooms. That's what they are. Their peak was in 2010, and then and then like half the members left the band.
Oh, that's fun.
So it's like, oh yeah, like, Long Live the Kings. That was probably their peak album because that's when they had the peak of everyone, and then just woof.
I'll say this, never really got too far into local stuff. Because the most local shit, I guess was Brockhampton, but that was like San Macros,
So
which is like 7 hours away from me, so I don't know
I'm
if I consider
originally
that
from
local.
Cincinnati, so there's like
Okay.
nothing local from there.
Yeah.
The best we get is like 21 Pilots from Cleveland or Bone Thugs and Harmony from Cleveland. From
Most of the local stuff I like is people at like openers at concerts that I like.
yeah,
Like
so
people
but
with
my mom's
like
from
30
Kansas.
views.
So I
Okay.
did grow up with listening to some of the Kansas stuff like Cottonmouth Kings and those
Yeah.
guys.
Apparently,
ICP is one I listen on and off because they do have some good songs, and then they'll have the worst. They'll have their best song ever right next to their worst song ever.
that's fun. My favorite ICP song was Amazing Maze. Never got too much into the rest,
My
but
favorite is The Tower because
I don't think I've heard that
it's
one.
such an interesting song. It's based off the Texas University shooting that happened in the 50s,
Oh, okay.
and
Oh, the tower. Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
it starts with a sample from like a news reporting of that, and it's not exactly that event, but it's like it's a story of a soldier who got completely fucked over by his country and is now just taking his anger out on random people.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting song.
That's sick.
It's like
I'll check that out.
it's like one of those songs by them. It's like, oh, this makes me think. Why the fuck is this making me think? This is ICP.
Yeah. I feel like locally, like Meatloaf, I guess, is kind of where from like Dallas or something. But like, I only know like one I've only listened to like one album from him. And granted, the opening track on that album is one of my favorite '70s songs. But that's also pretty far removed from stuff going on nowadays.
I can't really think of anything from Cincinnati
Yeah,
music wise.
I don't even know. My friend lives in New Jersey, and that's like not fair because like there's so much people, like so many good acts come from
The
New
thing with
Jersey.
Ohio is so weird is that we don't have that many musicians.
Wait, isn't that where Scott DeWaz is?
Yes,
Oh,
we
that's
have
sick.
YouTubers,
Yeah,
astronauts, generals, and that's it. And football
that's fair.
stars. We have the occasional musician. We have Bone Thugs and Harmony, and then we had MGK.
Which Bone Thugs and Harmony. I mean, Bone Thugs and Harmony basically made Biggie's best song.
Yeah, and
So
the fact that one of their members is the uncle to Dizzy Wright.
yeah,
Lazy Bone is Dizzy Wright's uncle, and Dizzy Wright is so good.
I've never listened to that much Dizzy Wright, but I
He,
know
you on the surface, is like, oh, he's a stoner, and then you actually listen to him, it's like, whoa, this is like,
it's kind of layered.
it's like, it's if you take stoner and mix it with Kendrick, and somehow
Oh,
better.
okay. All right. That's fair.
This something like The Golden Age is a great album,
Okay. I'm trying to think of like
and the growing process. Those are two really good albums.
trying to think of like deeper, like intellectual kind of shit I like. Cause like if you follow me anywhere, look at any of my art, I'm not one for subtlety. Um, it's
Subtlety
not
is
like
not my specialty either.
yeah, not my favorite thing. Um, but I guess I like some shit. I don't know. I there's a Leonard Cohen album I like. That's I guess that counts.
I just decided to trick Twitter real quick, and yep, that one tweet about America is still pissing off the Europeans.
Yeah, Twitter's fun. It's a trash fire.
God, I love it.
Well, I will say I probably need to head out to go work. Not too soon. I make my own schedule, but I'm gonna try to catch
Yeah.
deliveries probably in the next like hour or so. So
I work 4 days a week at Chick-fil-A.
oh, that's not bad though. I've heard Chick-fil-A's fun.
It would be fine if we had like one more person working.
Oh
That's the
yeah,
problem.
shortages. Yeah, you're right.
I get $12 an hour, which is good for me. I don't have bills.
That's not bad. The highest I made before my current job was $13 an hour. So that's definitely not bad.
I briefly worked at a pizza place for like 3 weeks because, long story short,
Same.
I was friends with the manager. The manager got fired because he hired me, so I got fired because apparently he wasn't supposed to hire anyone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like,
well,
yeah, like I worked 3 days a week. It was like, oh yeah, it was like minimum wage, but the tips, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I made 500 a week with 3 days of work.
I mean, with my current delivery job, on a good day, I can make over 200 a day.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's by far the most money I've ever been making. But the problem is,
it's the
good old Biden is
shut the fuck that all up.
Fucking me in the ass with gas prices.
Gas prices.
Dude,
gas in Atlanta is almost $4.
How much?
Almost $4 here.
Oh my god, we're getting up to $3 here, where you can't even find the cheap gas stations that are below it, and it's fucking killing. Because I'm spending like over $30 a day on gas.
God.
So it's fucking brutal.
I just been like.
If I could just use this public platform to just say, I will never ever assassinate Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in a double homicide. I will never do that. I will never kill the president of the United States in a terrorist attack. Correct. And I do not condone somebody planting pipe bombs around the White House. I don't condone that.
The pipe bombs on January 6th. That was a Fed.
Fucking yeah. Fucking like yeah. Do you see your shit? They're gonna start another big conversation. But you hear David Hogg's dad is an FBI agent?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm just like.
Like, yep. Now, I legitimately have no reason to believe now that any school shooting that's happened since fucking Columbine wasn't a fucking psyop. Like, it's fucking... Not to say, like, oh, the kids are crisis actors, but to say, like, no, like, the feds are grooming school shooters.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
That's a happy note to end on.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny because I do you know what the game I mod video games because I know how to program stuff. It's a World War II simulator called Hearts of Iron 4. And there's a mod for it where the Soviet Union wins the Cold War. Okay. And I make a mod for that mod. It's such this weird roundabout.
Yeah.
But like some of the things I added are crazy. Because fun fact, Kanye West was in China in 1987 as an exchange student.
Really?
Yes, he was. And you know, in the world of Red World, the year America collapsed is 1987. Okay. So I have this crazy idea to make Kanye West a fucking Christian communist.
That's wild as fuck. I had no idea.
Richard Spencer controls Idaho.
Richard Spencer is a fucking fed.
Yeah, he controls Idaho. Fucking the Aryan Nation controls Montana. Oh, Hillary Clinton never married Bill Clinton, so her name is Hillary Rodham.
Oh, that's great.
Donald Trump's a Canadian. And so is Alex Jones.
That's fun.
So is Alex Jones. And Alex Jones is a quote-unquote respectable journalist.
Oh, that's great. That's actually going to be pretty fun. You should get some people to do playthroughs of it.
Oh, I want to do a stream of it, but at some point. But like, Mike Pence is the Catholic terrorist.
Oh, that's great.
Jim Jones is the leader of the Communist Party of Texas. And I did make a path where you could play as him. I also added David Koresh.
Yeah.
Because why not? David Koresh and Jim Jones take over America.
Yeah, that sounds funny as fuck, actually.
There's some really funny stuff. Oh, Ben Shapiro is a communist because California's communist. That's great.
Yes. Honestly, you had me at Kanye is Chinese.
Yeah, he's Maoist.
Honestly, Chinese Kanye.
The South. Want somebody. The South is a cult of personality of George Bush.
I kind of want. You listen to Cumtown at all?
No, but I keep seeing them everywhere.
I love Cumtown, but Chinese Kanye sounds like like a Cumtown bit.
Well, he's not. Oh, he's Mao. He's not in China anymore. And how I'm taking things, but yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
but I had no idea he was a fucking
Bernie Sanders is a national Bolshevik.
Oh, that's great.
This is such a crazy ass mod.
Yeah,
It's crazy. I love it.
when you finish it, come into
It's already out. We just make updates every so often.
Okay, yeah, you need to try to promote it in my server because you got some history nerds who would
Got it,
fucking
but
love that shit.
yeah, it's really funny because the guy I work with on the mod, he's a British guy who's part of the Labour Party.
Oh, okay.
But he's actually a cool dude because he's not the type of guy who's like trying to impose his politics on America.
Yeah.
So he's actually cool.
That's fair. I mean, like I said, it's like if people are people first, then it's pretty.
It's such
there's
a
a lot of
crazy
room.
thing. I'm gonna cut this out because it's a secret.
Okay.
But Ted Kaczynski,
Oh, okay.
he's
That's
gonna
good.
he's gonna be in the mod. Because I think that would be funny as fuck. I even got a guy to make a cool portrait for him.
That'll be fun.
Um, Now cutting back in, California is gonna be fucking insane when I do that. Because Kamala Harris is a totalitarian liberal that can take over.
That's good.
Like she's a liberal, but she's totalitarian.
So basically, everybody who is born, before like 87 or whatever,
Yeah.
would
Also,
basically be alive.
yeah, it's such craziness, and I want to have some crazy like Ben Garrison can take over Montana.
You cut out.
Ben Garrison will be able to take over Montana.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, that sounds like it'll be fun as fuck. Like I said, you should come promote it to my people because a bunch of them would probably get a fucking kick out of that.
Yeah, it's just some of the stuff we have is crazy,
Yeah.
and
Well,
we've had this we have had to stop ourselves from going too crazy.
yeah. I've recently figured out that I probably need someone like that to stop me because I will go overboard sometimes.
We have Count Dankula Scotland.
Oh, that's good. Um, yeah, no, Blader and I have a song dropping next year called Joker Arc, and it just it's gonna be fucking I don't want to spoil too much, but I accidentally, or not even accidentally, I just wound up dropping some January 6 bars in my verse. Not even really making a point, just like shit talking. Like I had a fucking line that was like a pun, like I'm storming the game with a capital storming. And then it's out with the orange, but things are still horrid, so fuck it, just storming. Unlector torn in, a carcass was sworn in, so cop some decorum. Shit on a desk and say top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning.
I love it.
Yeah, it'll be sick. But
one of my favorite things I put into the mod was John McAfee because I added him in before he died.
oh no.
So, well, he becomes president of basically the South. And I had some really crazy ideas for him because if you know anything about John McAfee, he was absolutely insane.
Yeah, he's a fucking mad lad.
But one thing that's in the mod already is that he can be deposed by Austin Peterson for basically embezzling money for drugs.
Okay.
And if that happens, he goes to Belize.
Yeah, that's oh god. Oh, sorry, yawning into your podcast,
Yeah.
but fucking yeah, no, McAfee's a fucking king. Dude, it's awesome.
McAfee, like I have a really crazy idea involving him where if he doesn't get the pose, I haven't implemented it yet. It's gonna be a while.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be crazy.
That's fair.
And then one of the crazy things is I'm gonna add content to Poland because all of Europe except for Britain is communist.
That works.
So it's like Poland. You know who Corwin is?
I do not.
He is the leader of the Polish Libertarian Party. Dude's crazy. Like this picture, like he's just his coalition is crazy. It's like nationalists, Catholics, monarchists, and then libertarians. That's his coalition. Okay. I think he's technically the largest. He has the largest libertarian party in the world.
Really?
Because he actually in the world because it actually has like membership in the Polish parliament.
Okay. All right.
And this pictures of him like this picture of him like doing a bridal carry of a femboy.
Oh.
And there's pictures of him. Oh
yeah, that guy.
And then there's pictures of him hanging out with furries.
Yeah, okay. I know who this is now.
So I'm just going like, yeah, we're adding him because he's friends with a philosopher known as Hans Hermann Hoppe, who's a anarcho-capitalist philosopher who has said, and I quote, monarchism is better than democracy.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't agree with it either, but it's funny.
I'm not I don't like democracy because I see, my thing is like, why should the government, why should people have the power to vote against the rights of other people?
Yeah.
But
the idea for Corwin is that if him and the monarchist party are the biggest parts of the coalition, they can invite Hoppe into government, and then Corwin can declare himself the monarch of Poland.
That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. I'm like, yeah.
I'll keep an eye on Poland because I haven't paid attention to Poland.
Poland recently has been weird.
I might start paying attention because that sounds pretty interesting.
Putin can declare himself king of Russia, and that's in the base mod.
Oh, that's good.
Which is like, oh hell yeah.
He's probably going to at some point anyway.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'll let you go.
All right. Well, this was a lot of fun.
It was.
And I'd be happy to hop on at any other time you need me.
Next time we'll see if I can get a third guest.
Yeah. Honestly, I think in the early stages of podcasting like this, you really gotta just figure out who you got the best chemistry with, and then just kind of pick out.
I'm gonna get my friend Quentin, the gay furry, because I know for a fact it's gonna be funny.
Yeah, let me know when that drops. I'll check it out.
It'd be funny if you're in that as well, because you get to hear the socialist gay furry talk about how Democrats limiting who can access guns is not gun control. Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's... I mean, I feel like we didn't argue very much, but I'm Italian partly, so I enjoy arguing.
What was that one joke from, like, was it the governor, what's his name, governor of New York, is like, I'm Italian.
Kumo. Yeah,
Kumo was like, it's not sexual assault, I'm Italian.
Yeah. But I enjoy a good argument, be it intelligent debate or literal just off the rails.
Yeah, he's a Redditor.
Yeah, just disrespectful bullshit. I'm okay with either, so I'm pretty flexible. But I guess just let me know, and I'll see if I can make time for it.
All right.
I make my own schedule, but I also just have to work around to where I'm not missing out on good days to work.
Yeah.
This worked out because the beginning of the month, because of rent, is usually really slow, especially not on dinner rushes.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be making jack shit if I was working right now anyway. But I'll make time for it because I had a lot of fun today. If you don't mind, if I could just plug.
Go ahead.
I got Unsubscribe channel, which is going to be shutting down towards the end of next year, but hop on the bandwagon while you still can because it's going to be a wild ride. Some of my last videos are going to be fucking insane. I got some crazy fucking shit planned.
There was one topic I forgot I wanted to say, and we never got to it.
What's that?
It was going to be Legend of Korra.
Oh, yeah, so that is one of the only videos I can say is definitely happening.
Because I am in this weird position where I'm like, I don't hate it, but it's not as good as the original.
I mean, my thing is, Season 3 is just as good as the best of the original. Seasons 1, 2, and 4 are fucking train fires with some good in it.
Okay, I actually did research into the development of the show. It was so fucked. The development of that show. It was so killed. The show was killed by Nickelodeon before it ever had a chance to be good.
Yeah, but no, Season 3 was so fucking good. It was good,
though. But season 4 got bad because they cut the budget in half. Season 1 was supposed to be 24 episodes. So if you ever noticed that halfway through the show things ramp up way too quickly.
Oh yeah,
it's because they had to rush development.
Yeah. Well,
many things had to get changed at the last minute.
To be fair, the problem with Season 1 didn't start halfway through. The problem with Season 1 is the fact that, except for Tenzin and, like, Amon, all of the characters are unlikable.
Yeah, I think it's because they had to do a lot of rewriting to get it to work.
Oh, okay.
Because I believe the original idea... It was only ever supposed to be one season. And it was supposed to be, like... Cora was supposed to be a character that you're not originally supposed to like, but as she was supposed to grow up, that was the point.
You said you don't watch much anime, right?
I don't.
There's this series called Yu Yu Hakusho, and the main character of that series is literally what would happen if Korra was done right.
Interesting.
But it's like they didn't have the patience to do, because it's like if your main character is unlikable until your third season, that's just too much time that you have to follow someone that you
was absolutely garbage.
Well, season 2 was some of the worst television I've ever saw, but then the last leg of it, once it ramps up, is so fucking stupid that it's kind of fun.
I did like the prequel episode where they're like, "Oh, here's the first Avatar." I did like that one.
Yeah, when that episode onward gets really fucking dumb, but it's just so fun because it's just goofy as shit, but it's kind of hype.
It just turns into a fucking mech battle.
Whereas season 3 is actually really intelligent, and then season 4 has some good plot threads, but none of them are the main plot thread.
I do like how Zelda Williams just plays female Hitler.
Yeah, it's I need to rewatch season 4 and get on that script soon because I need to have that video ready.
I love the fact that it's just, oh yeah, this is female Hitler, and I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
There's been a comic series going on right now, continuing. There's a comic series continuing the plot.
Oh yeah, that shit sucks.
I read the first arc and I'm like, oh okay, yeah, I'm just not gonna read the other ones.
Yeah, fucking sucks. I will say, the villain of season 4 is a lot like the character Satsuki Kurodugi from Kill la Kill. If you ever heard of Kill la Kill.
I know what Kill la Kill is. I've never seen it. I need to get my friend CJ on because he and you will talk anime for hours.
If you're okay with it being hijacked into an anime podcast, I guess. Because I can talk
you both will have equal interest in rap and anime.
Okay, that's great then, because those are literally my two biggest rap, anime, and then YouTubers are the three things that I know way too much about.
He's also a bit of a stoner, but it's just gonna be this fucking you two talking of me going, yeah.
Like I said, as long as you can work around my schedule, I'm willing to hop on whenever. Oh, yeah. I enjoy hearing myself talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, Legend of Korra, I need to get that video worked on. But the rest of the channel is going to be pretty sick. So if y'all have not hopped on the unsubscribe train, then get on there before it stops at the camps, and you'll have a good time. As far as other things, I'm trying to start a career, I guess you could call it, in music. I released one album that is all right, and I'm working on a bunch of albums that are way better than it.
I don't remember. Did you release that album on Spotify yet?
No. I'm trying to figure out, because the whole album is full of unlicensed samples. And the majority of it I could probably get away with, because fuck copyright. I don't respect it. But the problem is there's two songs that really are heavily sampled and not very far off from the original. One song in particular, which is basically just a loop from the funk song it's from. So that's going to be difficult to get on Spotify, but I am working on it. A lot of my upcoming music will be on Spotify and Apple Music and DistroKid and all of those. But starting this month, November 2021, I'm going to start releasing a song every single month. from here, and I have songs planned from here all the way till 2024.
Nice.
As well as I'm working on a solo album, which is my second album after 8 tracks, and then I've got a bunch of collaborative stuff I'm working on. Full-on collaboration albums that are going to be dropping a lot. So, starting this month, I'm going to be giving y'all monthly new music and lots of big projects, as well as partnering with Bladen, who is the co-owner of Mythos, who is very talented, and my cousin Solemn Deus, who will also be dropping stuff throughout the year.
Nice.
So check out Mythos Multimedia and Unsubscribe, both YouTube channels, hopefully in the description. And
so make sure to send them to me.
Will do. I'm going to do that right now. But this is Nathan King from Unsubscribe and Mythos, and I am happy to be on this podcast because this was a shit ton of fun.
Yes, it was. Nice having you on. Make sure to subscribe. Or unsubscribe if you're subscribed to him.
Yeah. Don't blow up the White House.
don't watch that Whitest Kids You Know skit.
Yeah.
All right.
That was fun, man. All right.